Have you ever wondered how some people have been fooled out of their hard-earned money through scams? Money scams, the dark underbelly of our financial world, have been around since the dawn of currency. These scams have morphed and evolved with time, taking on new forms as society itself changes. In the early days, it was simple cons, tricksters with silver tongues who could convince you to part with your gold. As we moved into the industrial era, scams became more complex, involving fraudulent investments and Ponzi schemes. In our modern digital age, these scams have taken to the cyber world, with sophisticated frauds that can empty bank accounts in the blink of an eye. The impact on society is immense, causing not just financial loss, but also shattering trust and creating a sense of insecurity. Now, let's delve into the world of scams and explore some of the biggest money scams in modern history. Our journey begins in the early 20th century with Charles Ponzi and his infamous scheme. Picture this, a man with an irresistible charisma and a knack for persuasion, Charles Ponzi. In the Roaring '20s, Ponzi promised the American public an opportunity to double their investments in just 90 days. An offer too good to resist, right? At the heart of his operation was the purchase of international reply coupons, a form of postage that could be traded in any country. Ponzi claimed he could profit from discrepancies in international currency values. But in reality, Ponzi's scheme was far less intricate. He was merely using the money from new investors to pay off earlier ones. At its peak, his scheme was raking in a staggering $250,000 a day, equivalent to over $3 million in today's currency. The scale of this operation was mind-boggling, with thousands of investors drawn in by Ponzi's silver-tongued promises. But as with all house of cards, Ponzi's scheme eventually crumbled. The high returns he promised were unsustainable, and when the operation collapsed, investors were left holding the bag. Charles Ponzi was arrested and his name became synonymous with financial fraud. Ponzi's name lives on as a term for any scam that robs Peter to pay Paul. So the next time you come across an investment opportunity that seems too good to be true, remember Charles Ponzi and his scandalous venture. Fast forward to the dawn of the internet age and we encounter the infamous Nigerian prince scam. This clever ploy has its roots in the digital revolution, a time when the world was just beginning to understand the immense potential of the internet. At its core, the Nigerian prince scam is a simple con game, yet it's wrapped in a cloak of sophistication that makes it alluringly deceptive. The scam begins with an unsolicited email, seemingly from a Nigerian prince or official. The sender, desperate and in dire straits, promises a substantial portion of their vast wealth to the recipient. The catch? They require a small upfront fee to facilitate the transfer. This small fee, they argue, is insignificant compared to the promised riches. And there lies the genius of this scam. It plays on the basic human instincts of greed and sympathy, luring unsuspecting victims into parting with their hard-earned money. The advent of the internet provided the perfect platform for this scam to thrive. With just a click, fraudsters could reach millions of potential victims, hiding behind the anonymity that the digital world offers. The Nigerian prince scam, while laughably transparent to some, has duped countless individuals worldwide, causing significant financial damage. In essence, it's a stark reminder of the dangers lurking in our inboxes. We must remember that if something seems too good to be true, it probably is. The Nigerian prince scam serves as a stark reminder of the dangers lurking in our inboxes. Next, we venture into the realm of the bizarre with the Great Emu Farm scam. This unusual deception took place in the late 20th century, during a period of economic boom. With promises of high returns, investors were lured into the seemingly profitable business of emu farming. The catch, however, was that these exotic birds were far from the gold mines they were portrayed to be. At the heart of this scam was a simple premise. Emus were being marketed as the next big thing in livestock, with their oil, meat, and feathers touted as high-value commodities. The scammer painted a picture of lucrative returns, enticing investors to put their money into what seemed like a foolproof business venture. Yet the reality was far from this rosy projection. The scammer exploited the novelty of emu farming. Many investors knew little about these birds, let alone how to farm them. This lack of knowledge provided fertile ground for deception. Potential investors were fed tales of the emu's untapped potential and the burgeoning market for emu products. The scammers' compelling narrative, coupled with the promise of high returns, proved irresistible to many. As the scam unfolded, the investors were left with nothing more than a flock of worthless birds. The promised returns never materialized. The market for emu products was vastly overestimated, and the costs of maintaining an emu farm were underplayed. Investors found themselves burdened with the care of these large, flightless birds, their dreams of quick returns dashed. The Great Emu Farm Scam serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of investing in the unknown. It underscores the importance of thorough research and skepticism when faced with seemingly lucrative investment opportunities. It's a stark reminder that if something seems too good to be true, it probably is. The Great Emu Farm Scam reminds us that not all that glitters is gold, or in this case, valuable emus. Finally, we arrive in the present day, where scams have evolved into sophisticated cyber frauds. The rise of the digital age has given birth to a new class of deception, one that exploits the very technology we use daily. Let's dive into the world of modern cyber scams, starting with phishing. Now, don't be fooled by the term's playful spelling. This form of deception is anything but. It's a digital con game where fraudsters masquerade as trustworthy entities, baiting unsuspecting victims into revealing sensitive information like passwords or credit card numbers. Phishing has become a prevalent threat in our email inboxes, and even the savviest internet users can fall prey to its cunning tactics. And then, there's identity theft. This is when a scammer uses someone else's personal information, like their social security number or bank account details, to commit fraud or other crimes. The impact of identity theft can be far-reaching, causing not just financial loss but also significant emotional distress for the victim. With our lives increasingly lived online, it's become a risk we all must guard against. The advent of technology has made these scams more widespread and damaging than ever before. The internet's global reach allows these frauds to cross borders with ease, affecting people from all walks of life. Moreover, the anonymity provided by the digital world offers a cloak of invisibility that emboldens these fraudsters. However, it's not all doom and gloom. The same technology that enables these scams also provides us with tools to combat them. Encryption, two-factor authentication, and cybersecurity education are just a few measures we can take to protect ourselves. As we traverse this digital landscape, we must remember that deception has always been a part of our history. It's an unfortunate aspect of human nature that has adapted and evolved with us. From Charles Ponzi's scandalous venture to today's cyber frauds. As scams continue to evolve, so must our vigilance and awareness to protect our hard-earned money.